In this troubleshooting procedure, we're going to troubleshoot a power issue. And you're basically just going to use your hands as tools for this. You're not going to need any other tools, but you're going to troubleshoot this power issue step by step with the A+ troubleshooting process. Let's get started. All right, so when troubleshooting a power issue, start with the main power button, of course. Make sure that the computer is indeed turned on. And then you want to look at the back of the system, if it's a desktop computer, and check that power connection. Make sure that the power plug is connected firmly because these can become loose easily. And also check if there's a kill switch. If that is off the way it is now, you'll want to turn that on because that is effectively disables this port. So make sure that that kill switch is on, make sure that this guy is connected, and then also check for any wear on this IEC cable. You know, for example, you want to check and make sure that there's no issues with these connectors, make sure they're not oxidized, and make sure there's no wear on the cable itself. Any really bad kinks or cuts in the cable, that could be dangerous, and it could cause intermittent problems with power or cause the power to fail altogether. So always check that. Then we move to the inside of the case. Now, inside the computer, you want to check a couple things as well. You want to make sure that that main power connection, your P1 power connection here, that 24-pin connection from the power supply, is connected firmly. There's a little tab there that locks it into place. You want to make sure that is connected properly. And if this cable, that's the main power cable, if that actually can be disconnected from the power supply, you want to check that as well. Make sure it's tight on both sides, connected securely. And you also can check the power switch case connector. And that comes from over here in the front of the case. And I've routed this through here. And then you see them down here, all these case connectors. So you want to make sure those are connected properly as well. Not only do you want to make sure they're firmly connected, but also make sure that the polarity is correct. Usually the colored wire goes to the plus sign. So you can usually read that on the board itself in here, or you can see that in the motherboard's documentation. So check both of those, make sure the colored wires go into the positive, and the other wire will go to the negative, of course. And usually it's a 2-pin connector, so you know, you only have 2 options with that when you're connecting the power button. So make sure that that's connected as well. And then another thing is when you're troubleshooting power, make sure that the CPU is connected firmly. If that's not connected, in some cases, the PC might not boot. And there's a lot of other possibilities as you go down the line. But generally, you'll get something from the PC. You know, the fans will turn on or the hard drive will start working or something like that. So, you know, what we're talking about here is a complete failure to boot. And so you want to check that the back, the connections, the power connection, the back connection, and then check the power supply and the main power and the power connector. And also make sure that this power supply is powerful enough to run the system. You know, the system might not boot or it might shut down intermittently if the power supply is not powerful enough. So check all those things inside the computer. So there's a little bit of troubleshooting for power issues. Always check these things. Always start with the easy stuff first, the power button, the power connection. Then you can look inside to see what's exactly happening.